The people yearn for community, and yet the people refuse to talk to strangers. Curious. It's curious, isn't it? It's interesting. And this isn't some kind of shame thing. Like, I understand that social anxiety affects a lot of people and it's very difficult. But the reality is you have to learn how to talk to people. And you have to learn how to talk to random people in random places, in public places. You just have to have that skill. Because if you want to have community, you have to have familiar faces around you. You have to have people in your community that you just know. That you don't know them super well, you're not best friends, but you just know them and you can say hi. You gotta know your liquor store guy, your bodega guy, your fucking, like, barista. You gotta know a couple people that work at the stores you shop at. You gotta know a couple people that walk on the same paths as you. You gotta know the guy that bikes by your house every day. You gotta know these people just in passing. And that's how you feel community, right? Like, people will go to a coffee shop, they will order on their phone in order to not talk to the barista. Which is crazy to me. Because to me, I'm like, oh, I want to order in person because then I can have a brief conversation with this barista and, like, make a familiar face. I'm not hitting on them. I'm not trying to be their best friend. But I'm just like, they can be like, hey, I know your order. And that's nice. And that's nice. Right? Or they'll go to the coffee shop, they'll order on their phone, and then they'll sit down at an empty table. Why are you sitting down at an empty table? There's a million four tops with one guy at it. Go up to the guy, say, hey, is it cool if I pull up a chair here? And he'll either say, no, I'm working, I need the space. Okay, fine. Or he'll say, yeah, pull up a chair, dude. And you pull up a chair, you sit down, and you get your laptop out, and you start working. Now you're working across from someone. You can have a little bit of small talk. You say, hey, man, what sandwich is that? That looks good. Did you get a sandwich here? I didn't even know they had sandwiches here. And he goes, yeah, I got this turkey sandwich. It's really good, actually. You go, okay, maybe I'll try it next time. Next time you bump into him at the same coffee shop, next time you bump into him, he says, hey, did you get that sandwich yet? Did you try the sandwich yet? I go, I have, you know what? I'll try it this time. And now you have a conversation. You might be friends. You might never even talk to this guy again. But the reality is you've now felt like seen. You felt seen. You felt appreciated in some way. You feel like a person again. And that's what people are missing, is they're missing, like, just the basic interactions of, like, yeah, no problem, man. Hey, what's up? Oh my God, it's Zach. Like, that feels so good. And people just, like, lose that when you don't talk to people. When everyone's just in their little phone bubble all the fucking time. It's like, no one, like, people don't know you, don't see you. And that's hard. That's legitimately difficult and sad. And it's like, just go out there and just fucking speak to people. You don't gotta be the best friend, but just, like, speak to people. I don't know.
I graduate college in 3 months, and I want nothing more post-grad than to live in a walkable city. I saw a video a few days ago that said the reason Americans are so nostalgic for college is because it's the last time, and for a lot of us, even the only time that we'll ever get to live in a walkable neighborhood. And
bro, that just made me realize that, like, the college campus, it really, like bro, what's it called? Like, what he just said is true. How college campuses are, like, the last time you get to walk around, because after that, then you just drive to work all the time, drive to every store, drive everywhere, because you probably got to live in a city, you know what I mean? Like, it's not very walkable in a lot of cases, you know what I'm saying?
Besides the convenience of being able to walk to the grocery, get everything you need and walk home, or go to a cafe, go to a bunch of restaurants, bars, you name it, the most important thing that walkable neighborhoods and walkable cities offer is proximity and access to community. I grew up in the suburbs, and for the past few years, I've lived in a college town, and last semester I went abroad to Europe where I lived in a walkable city with great public transportation. And based on my experience, I really think there's a baseline level of happiness and fulfillment that comes from simply existing in these areas that are able to offer that feeling of community. And being in college, it's really easy to take this sort of thing for granted, but it's definitely not something that I'm looking forward to giving up at all, because being able to live in a walkable city for the rest of my life would be a genuine dream come true. And I really hope that in my lifetime, something can change with our city planning and infrastructure to make that happen.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, having a walkable city and just, like, even a neighborhood that you feel, like, very involved with the community, I feel like that's something, or, like, that's so good, and it's something that people who have it take for granted, because I never really had it growing up. Hopefully, maybe when I go to college, then maybe I'll have that and experience that, but I've never experienced that, you know what I mean? So if you do experience that right now, then don't take it for granted, you know what I mean?
Why do American kids struggle so much? It's car dependency. We built a system rooted in racism and classism through our urban planning, and it didn't just hurt marginalized communities, it hurt everyone, including you now, today. And other
Nah, that just hit me that, like, since it's less walkable, everyone's driving, you know what I mean? So you're not getting your steps in or nothing like that. So that increases the rate of obesity because you're not, like, moving and actually burning fat and stuff, you know what I mean?
other countries, kids can walk, bike, and explore their world. They have freedom of movement before they're an adult. I grew up here in America and I felt isolated, stuck, and scared of the outside world because that's how my community was conditioning me. Go from private room to private room, and then one day drive this multi-ton vehicle or lose your independence. That is not freedom. Car dependency is like a methane fire. It burns everything around you, but most people can't even see it. And that breaks my heart.
Yeah, like the whole world is dependent on cars, I'm not gonna lie. Like how last year and before, I didn't have my license, right? So then I would have to take a bus and walk around crazy. And it's just like my area is not built for that, you know what I mean? Even though we have like a really big bus system and stuff like that, it's so much more convenient to have a car, you know what I mean? Like a 10-minute drive becomes like an hour and a half bus ride sometimes, you know what I mean? Like depending on where you're going. And it just completely sucks because it's like, how can you even survive without a car in a lot of cases, you know what I'm saying?
Parking lots like this are everywhere, but you might not realize how big they actually are. Just one single parking spot can take up more than 250 square feet, which means 10 spaces is about 2,500 square feet, which is larger than your average home or apartment. Once you account for drive aisles and turning space, parking doesn't just take up land that could be used for something else, it spreads everything else out. That means there's less room.
Like, look at that. How can you walk around in this, bro? You have to drive. Like, there's no way you're walking around in this. Or, I mean, even here is not even that bad of an example, but, like, still, you know what I mean? Look at how much area is being allocated for parking.
Room for trees and parks, buildings move further apart, and walking gets longer and less pleasant. A lot of times if you look around you, you'll notice that the parking takes up more space than the actual store or building that you're visiting. And then there's the cost. Even the simplest surface parking usually costs thousands of dollars per space to build. A parking garage can cost tens of thousands, more than the value of the cars parked in it. And suddenly, this free parking that we find everywhere is one of the biggest hidden expenses in our cities. Everyone pays for it, whether they drive or not. And finally, there's the time. We design parking for the busiest day of the year and live with the consequences for the other 364. This is space that could serve many purposes, but it's just frozen into one.
Bro, I just realized that it's so big because they prepare for it to be like the holidays, maybe Black Friday, yada yada yada. But it's like you don't have that much traffic coming in every other day of the year. So then it's just like that's just a waste of money and waste of space, basically. You know what I'm saying? But let me know down in the comments what you guys think. Not gonna lie, this video was kind of unorganized. But if you guys enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. Have a good day.